So my cat has been sick. We didn't exactly know what was going on. We just know that she went from being a really fat cat to just skinny, skin and bones. And it was very, very quick. And we wanted to take her to the vet sooner, but we didn't have the money. We had to wait. So we went in Saturday, and they told us that it was too late for them to see her, that they were going to be closing, and to come back later. So they gave us an appointment, and we were going to schedule it for Friday, which was my next day off. And then they had a spot on Monday, so we went ahead and took the Monday spot because it was early enough I could get to work. And we went in, and they said she had a fever, and they asked us what all was going on, and we told them the fact that she went from eating multiple, 1 or 2 bowls of food, 3 if we would let her, but usually we stopped her after 2 because we couldn't tell if it was her or the dog eating it, to not even finishing a whole bowl. And it takes several days. And then I've watched her eating. She walks up to the food bowl, looks at it, just stands there, might take a couple bites, and then walks off, drinking more than she's eating. So they tell us she has a fever. They look at her and they said that she's really pale. And so they said they feel something in her stomach. I don't know, I guess I'm just in a state of shock right now. I've been upset all day. So they tell us we have to leave her overnight. I'm jumpy. They tell us we have to leave her overnight, and it's like, I don't know, 9:45 in the morning. And so I'm like, okay. So they run some blood tests, and they said that they were going to do some there and then send some off because it could be thyroid issue. So I got a call later in the day telling me that we can come get her. And so we scheduled time 4:15 to go out there. And I've already, traded, because I was supposed to work today. And after them telling us we had to leave her there, I managed to get the morning off. So I traded time, so I have to work this weekend. So we get there and we wait forever before they even get us into our room. And then we sit in there for like 20 minutes before anybody even comes. And the doctor comes and says, you know, did they show you the x-rays? And it's like, nobody's been in here. So he goes and grabs his laptop and he pulls all this stuff. So they did an x-ray from the side, like the side of her stomach, and then one from, you know, where you could see her spine in the middle. So like a person standing up, but the cat. And as soon as he pulls up this picture, I just see this huge thing. And I've never seen cat x-rays before, but I just kind of assumed, because I saw this bottle that they had put down and they had said something about what did they call it, like blood creator drops, or blood, like something to help her like make more blood, I guess. I can't remember. So I already knew something was wrong. So they still haven't brought her out. And all I've been able to think about all day is, you know, what is Reese thinking? You know, all these... You know, does she think I left her there? Does she think I'm not coming back? You know, all of these things have been in my head all day. So he tells us it's a tumor. And this thing's... it's huge. And it's basically pushing against her stomach. Which is, I guess, the reason why she's not very hungry. Because she doesn't have a lot of space. So right now she's pretty much all bones except for right around her stomach. I mean, it's just gotten worse in just a few days. Just since we were trying to get her in the first time. So they tell us that they ran the blood test and that they rushed it because they didn't think they were going to have enough time. And they didn't think at that point that it was going to be anything with thyroid, so they didn't send any blood off. They canceled that test because they knew at that point that's not what they were dealing with. So they gave her an IV with fluids and some long-acting antibiotics. And he had these sheets of papers with all her numbers, and basically her body is at this point fighting off an infection, aka the tumor. So he said, looking at those numbers, you would think it would be okay because all of our other numbers are good basically, but some of them are abnormal. So he pulls out this second page and everything's bad. You know, there's all these things that her numbers aren't where they should be. That tell us that the only thing we could even do for her would be possibly to give her transfusions. And then even that's just extending the time she's gonna be dealing with this. So my not so cuddly, fat kitty is really sick. She hates to be held. And all I've been doing is crying. And every time I look at her, I just start crying again. And I pet her and I cry. So they told us there's nothing we can do. And all we can do at this point is to give her a good quality of life. So they sent us home with her, and they said that if it gets to where she starts crying because she's in pain, then at that point it's going to be time to put her down. She's only 8. I mean, she turns 8 this month or next month. I never expected this to happen. I never thought she would get sick. I'm supposed to be able to have her for 10 plus years. Not 8. I never had when I was growing up, we didn't keep pets long. And I don't know. My mom just would give them away. Or they would run away after about 6 months to a year. And I know really running away just meant that she gave them away. She was allergic to cats, but she always let me have cats. But then sooner or later she'd make me get rid of them. But I've had Reese. You know, most of my adult life. I got her when I was 20, I think. Yeah. So I got her at 6 weeks old. Anyway. So she's been the pet that I've had the longest in my entire life. And she's my baby. And I'm gonna lose her. And I don't know when. I don't know how long I have left. the way they made it sound, I only have a few more days.